The New York Liberty are off to an undefeated start this season. Let's talk about it here on the Lighted Up Liberty podcast. Now, we will keep in mind, starting off this game, there was no Ogunike for the Storm, so take this one with a little grain of salt, but even with Ogunike, I think this was going to be a win. Before we get into what happened in this game, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. We are breaking down every Liberty game this season and following all the top storylines for the WNBA. Digging right into the first quarter of this game, the Liberty were dominating from the get-go. The paint on the offense and defensive side of the ball. They were sharing the ball and they were hitting shots after sharing the ball when they were making the extra passes. It was really opening everything up for their stars. Lainey Hamilton was a firecracker out there tonight. She was all over the place, playing great defense, rebounding amazing, and with the star power on offense with Breanna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, and Sabrina Ionescu, you got to have someone who's willing to do the dirty work, who's willing to play defense against the best player on the other side, who's going to rebound. And she's really been setting the bar defensively for the rest of this team, and it's led to Stewart putting in a lot of effort on the defense side of the ball. Jonquel Jones is showing a lot inside the paint, but it's really Lainey Hamilton just setting the tone, going after every loose ball, getting in everyone's face and creating these turnovers that are leading to fast breaks that are leading to points. And she's also showing out on the offense side of the ball, hitting a couple threes, really getting in there, hitting some spin moves to get in the lane. So I've been impressed with Lainey Hamilton so far. Second quarter came around and they kept the bench, the second unit in to start this second quarter. I think they definitely let the bench players have a lot more run this game, trying to find what sets they're running, trying to find a little bit of identity, seeing what lineups were going to work the best. And I think they were surprised to find that everyone on the bench came to play. Everyone was ready to go. I thought Thornton played really well. I thought Burke showed some flashes. Phoebish was solid again. Sabali had her moments, and I think she did show really great stuff. But I think there was some mistakes out there for her that she could clean up. Bad foul, hitting the ball out of bounds when it was supposed to be their ball. Just a couple of bad turnovers, bad passes. So yeah, definitely Sabali is showing that she can be a really dominant player, but there's a reason why she's on the bench right now, is because these mental mistakes, and Jonquel Jones is just a better all-around player consistently for them. The Liberty came out in the second, starting 0 for 5 from the field, and when they finally got a basket, it was about halfway through the second quarter. They still had a 10-point lead. So that should tell you everything you need to know about the defense for the Liberty. It is elite right now. Everyone is giving effort from starter to bench players. Everyone is trying to play defense. And that's really what is helping them sustain these leads and grow these leads in these games. Every game, I think they've been up by double digits, if not 20 points in every single game this season. Now, part of that reason that the Liberty were up by so much is because the Storm played a sloppy game as well. They had at least 10 turnovers at halftime. So that wasn't really helping their case to stay within striking range to try to win this game against Liberty. Jonquel Jones with a big half. She, I believe, had like 10 and 6 at half, almost a double-double, getting towards a double-double. She actually ended up finishing with 16 and 8. So not quite getting there, kind of broke her streak. She had 2 double-doubles in a row, but we're on to the next one. Sabrina Ionescu, I really liked what she was doing in this game. She was being aggressive offensively. She was cutting to the basket and really getting by these defenders using some speed. And her cutting a lot in this game, being aggressive. She got some good layups in, some tough ones to fall. But she also opened it up for everyone else around her. She was kicking it out. And I think in turn, her being aggressive and them worried about her diving towards the basket constantly opened up some threes later in the game. So moving into the third quarter in the second half, Jonquel Jones was just completely dominant at getting position in the paint. Anytime, anywhere she wanted to go, there was really nothing the Storm could do to keep her out of the paint. And not just like in the paint, like literally right under the basket. So she just continued to hammer them inside, really getting easy shots. Now, one person who struggled this game for the Liberty, because I don't think a lot of people did struggle for the Liberty this game, but Vandersloot, she got her fourth foul early in the fourth, ended the game with 0 points. I know I've been critical of Vandersloot this season. I just don't think that she's been really great at orchestrating the offense in the half court. I think she's made some terrible passes to try to get the ball into the paint for Breonna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. And I haven't seen her be really great defensively against really struggling against faster opponents in like this game. Skylar Diggins Smith was able to run past her a few times. So I think she really needs to play better this game. Emphasize she's not contributing offensively. And I just want to see her play a little more traditional point guard role going forward. However, the other guard for the Liberty, Ionescu, was cooking. The third quarter was all Ionescu. She was throwing no-look dimes to Breonna Stewart, hitting deep threes, creating shots, getting in the lane, and she hit that dagger three at the end of the third quarter to get the largest lead of the game. I believe they went up 17 points. The crowd went wild. I think that's the point that really demoralized this Storm team because they were hanging around 9 points, 10 points down. But that three, man, that three just shot them in the heart, and it was amazing to watch. I think Ionescu is definitely in full form, and she's showing multiple facets of her game. Moving into the fourth, if there was something that I think the Liberty could potentially work on, just being nitpicky, not allowing so many offensive rebounds and second chance points. They really let a lot of offensive rebounds go to the Storm this game, and that kind of kept them in it for a good chunk of it. And they were kind of staying around that 9 point mark. And once they kind of failed at turning those into second chance points, that's when the Liberties sort of took over. But then you saw at the end of the game, they're continuing to get offensive rebounds and they cut it back down to about 10. So that's something we need to look for. Jonquel Jones needs to stay locked in on the boards at all times. And it did feel like this Liberty team kind of let off the gas a little bit, and they were kind of standing around at some points. And that's also on the defense side of the ball. They did give up wide open corner threes. They did miss assignments. They did not communicate on switches and leave wide open mid-range jumpers, easy layups. So those are things they need to stay locked in at all times defensively to be able to create those switches and make sure that they don't give up these runs to lose those leads. But all that to say, the Liberty did run away with this one in the fourth. It was a double-digit lead almost throughout the whole fourth quarter. They dominated on offense and defense, starters and bench. It was another impressive performance for the Liberty. Skylar Diggins Smith for the Storm was shut down. She had 8 points, shooting 3 for 13. Jewell Lloyd, 5 for 17 for 13 points. Not to forget, this team did not have Ogunike, so they weren't at full strength. But either way, dominant performance for the Liberty. They go to 4-0, undefeated on the season. Next, they'll have Angel Reese and Chicago. I'm really looking forward to that game. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll be right back here breaking down that game and every game this season for the Liberty. So you're going to want to be here. And comment what you thought about the game. Go and like this video so we can share this with more WNBA fans. And we'll see you next time right here on Light It Up Liberty Podcast. See ya.